Lou Gramm is plotting retirement in 2025. This is the Rock and Roll Weatherman. My name is Sean Morrison, and yes, he says that's going to be it. He recently was on SiriusXM with Eddie Trunk, had a conversation with him, and he mapped out his timeline for wrapping up in 2025. He's got a solo album coming out in 2025. And be honest with you, Mr. Morrison did hear rumblings of it, but does not have an official release date. He says he can't wait for it to hit the airwaves. And he says he's going to go tour with it until May or June of 2025. And then he's going to get off the road, and that's going to be it for him. And I do understand what Mr. Gramm wants to do, and I do respect him for that. But Mr. Morrison does not rule out that Lou Gramm is done performing live anymore, because he said twice he was retiring in 2018. Then he came back for another 6 years. So you can never say never. Friends, if you're not subscribed to the Sean Morrison YouTube channel, please do so. Everyone else has to subscribe. We thank you very much for the continued love, honor, and support. It is greatly appreciated. He's got things that he's had to put aside because of touring. Lou Gramm explains nobody wants to spend a lot of time on the road, especially with his 7-year-old daughter. Now, to the video I was talking about yesterday with Lou Gramm, I did not know his daughter was only 7 years old. I know he had young kids that were younger, but that could be understandable that he has a 7-year-old and he wants to see the kid go to school and all, go to college, etc. And he says it's been a hobby that's been calling for him. Technically he's a elite daddy, I guess, to an extent. He's also a classic and muscle car collector. He's got a small but awesome collection of cars, and he lives in a place in Rochester, New York, where you can't drive them year-round. That's definitely understandable because you got the winter. It's April through the end of October, and then you got to put them away someplace. In April through October is when he's usually on the road, so he doesn't get to drive them before he goes on the road. By the time he comes off the road, the snow's flying. That is kind of funny, but Lou is true. And then he also said in the conversation with Lou Gramm, he was asking him details on his solo album, when fans can expect Lou Gramm's new album. He said half of his new album is brand new songs, and the other half were songs that were great ideas, but not finished enough to be on his earlier albums. Very, very good news there for Lou Gramm fans. And he said for the last 2 years he's been working on the songs and listening back to his early solo records. He got the master tapes, and also, although there's 10 songs on the album, they usually write 13, pick the best 10, and the 10 that are finished put on the record. Well, he's got one back and looked at the other 3 songs that weren't finished, and a lot of them are great ideas. There just wasn't time to finish them. So he heard some of his ideas were going to be great songs, so he finished them. So, friends, what do you think about Lou Gramm finally officially retiring in 2025? Is he telling the truth? Are you going to see no more Lou Gramm after 2025? What are your thoughts, friends? Shame, shame, shame.